Hi there, everybody. I wanted to put together a real quick video here to explain the one part of the Accounting 2150 CAT insurance project that the tutorial doesn't do quite a good enough job of explaining in detail. So I'm jumping in very far along through the project here. As you see the Excel file on your screen, I'm already in requirement 4. In your tutorial book, I'm going to start on page 63. Pages 64 and 65 are the ones that really need the further explanation, but just to give us a reference point here. So first I want to click back into the pivot table that I started. I've already dragged insurance type down here to the rows column in this new pivot table that I've created at the beginning of requirement 4. So that's page 63. Turn the page to page 64, and what the instructions are telling you to do is go to the pivot table tools up at the top of the screen. I'm moving my mouse around up here. If you click on Analyze, or is it Design? And on Analyze, we should have, here we go, Fields, Items, and Sets. Now this may look very slightly different on your version of Excel. I have Excel 2016. If you're using Excel 365, there will actually be an icon this big right here on the page that says Field, Item, and Sets. So it's there. It may just look very slightly different. So I'm going to click Field, Item, and Sets. And then on page 65, what it doesn't explain very well is that we want to make a calculated field. They kind of left that part out. So you want Field, Item, and Sets under that pivot table tool menu. You want calculated field. And this is going to bring up a menu. This menu here is what we can use to create a calculated field. What we're going to do is make a column here on our table that's going to be the contribution margin ratio. We don't have anything in the main page or in the data or anything so far that has contribution margin ratio, which is the contribution margin divided by sales. So we have that as a percentage. So this is one way that we can do that. We can take the contribution margin data from the main page. We can divide it by the sales data from the main page. So we have all the pieces that we need. We just need to make a formula here in our table to put that together. And like I said, this doesn't do a great job of explaining it. So you need to click into the name field here. We're going to give this a name. So we're going to name it CMratio. All right? And then again, the instructions aren't doing a very good job here. So you need to click into this cell that says formula. Right now the formula is equal 0. That's not very useful. Click into this, and you want to backspace until all you have left is the equal sign. The formula starts with equals, right? And what is the formula going to be? It's going to be contribution margin divided by sales. That's the formula for contribution margin. We have a field for contribution margin. I'm sorry, for contribution margin ratio. We have a field for contribution margin, and we have a field for sales. We just need to do the math on them. So first, once we have just our equal sign and our cursor here in the formula bar, we will find contribution margin. Click on it once, click on Insert Field. Okay, and then you want to go to your keyboard and just type the /, that means to divide. And so we have contribution margin divided by, and then now we want to put sales. So down here in our list of fields, we'll find sales. Click on it once, click Insert Field. So we've created our formula. It's contribution margin ratio is what it's called. And the formula is contribution margin divided by sales. Now, this contribution margin being in quotes and sales not being in quotes, I really don't know why it is that way, but leave it how it is and it's going to work. I'm not sure why it puts quotes on one and not the other. I don't have an answer for that. So now that this field has been created, we want to add this to our list of fields here on the right side. So we've made it. We want to add it. Let's click Add. And then now it's that bar has gone gray, and so let's just click OK. And then look what we have here. We have contribution margin ratio. They went ahead and put that in, and it's also now available as one of our fields. And it's going to save it there in this Excel document. So anytime we want to use CMratio going forward, we've created that now. It's there. We can. So then to continue on from this, that's all page 65. That was not horribly intuitive. The next page, page 66, just to kind of carry you through here, we want to right-click, choose Value Field Settings, and then we want to change the number format because contribution margin ratio is supposed to be a percentage. So So number format, and we want to choose percentage with 2 decimal places. Okay, okay, and there we have it. So these are the contribution margin ratios for each of the, what do we call them, insurance types. And then I think they also have you sorted. So you can right-click, sort largest to smallest, right? And that's it. From that point on, the instructions make perfect sense again. But that, in fact, I think that's the end of requirement 4. But that particular part there did require some clarity. So I hope that helped. Please feel free to get in touch with me, Ferroc, F-E-R-R-O-C, at cod.edu if you have any questions, or ask your instructor. Chances are I am your instructor, but ask your instructor if you don't want to send me an email. Thank you.